Welcome to the deep dive. Think about it for a second. The glow from your phone, that endless stream on your smart TV, the constant pings from every app. We're swimming in this hyper-connected world. It really does feel like that future people used to imagine.
It does, yeah.
Information is just everywhere, a constant flood.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes it just feels like drowning in stuff that doesn't even matter.
That's a perfect description, and that's really what we want to tackle today. How do we turn that overwhelming feeling into something actually empowering?
Okay.
We're going to explore filtering out the noise, the distractions, the junk data, to find the valuable signal.
Signal. I like that term. The stuff that actually helps.
Exactly. The goal here is to help you build sort of a personalized information diet, one that feeds your curiosity, fuels actual learning, instead of just leaving you feeling drained.
And this is based on some solid thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like insights from sources, such as from noise to signal.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That source gives us a really useful framework for looking at this whole modern digital maze.
Okay, so let's dive into that maze, the immediate problems we all face. I mean, who hasn't felt completely swamped by just the sheer amount of information coming at you daily?
Right. It's overwhelming.
We're calling it the digital deluge.
And that feeling, that's what the drowning problem really captures. Think about notification overload.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's that constant, relentless pinging, pop-ups, alerts, the endless scroll on social media.
Yeah.
And crucially, this isn't random. These systems are deliberately designed by, the big platforms, the tech companies, specifically to grab and hold your attention.
Right. It's engineered.
Totally engineered. Then you've got information saturation. That's the crushing feeling, the decision fatigue. It's almost like data is being piped directly into your brain.
Your neural interface, metaphorically speaking.
Exactly, through every screen you touch. And all this carries a real mental taxation, a hidden cognitive cost.
Yeah.
Well, it's the cost of constantly processing so much, often low-quality, algorithmically pushed content. Stuff designed purely to keep you plugged in, keep you scrolling.
For their engagement metrics, not necessarily for your benefit.
Precisely. It drains you, even if you don't consciously realize it minute to minute.
That mental taxation really hits home. It's not just lost time, it's lost energy, focus. So, okay, the problem's huge. What about the usual advice? Just unplug. The digital detox.
Oh, the detox.
Does that actually work? Can we just pull the plug in this world?
Well, the tough truth is most digital detoxes fail in the long run.
Why is that?
Because complete disconnection just isn't sustainable for most of us anymore. Think about it. Digital tools, interfaces, they mediate so much of our lives now. Work, friends, family, information.
You can't just opt out entirely.
Exactly. It's unrealistic. So what becomes really critical is habit replacement.
Okay. Replacing bad habits with good ones.
Sort of. It's about replacing those platform-engineered habits, the mindless scrolling, the notification checking, with intentional, purposeful ways of consuming information.
Making conscious choices.
Yes. And to do that, you have to understand the pull. Why is it so hard to look away?
Yeah.
Because there's sophisticated psychological manipulation built into so many digital interfaces. Systems designed by entities, if this were sci-fi, we'd call them Tyrell or Wallace Core. But in reality, it's major tech companies. Their goal is often just to keep you engaged, keep you clicking, keep you watching, always.
Okay, so if a total detox isn't the answer, and these systems are actively working against our focus, what can we do? How do we find a sustainable way to reclaim control?
That brings us to what we're calling the signal filter framework.
Right, a framework. Sounds promising.
Think of it like a strategy guide, a new OS for how you handle information. It's got 3 main steps.
Okay, lay it on me.
First, define your information values. You have to actively decide what actually matters to you in this giant ocean of digital stuff.
What do you mean by values here?
I mean, what information genuinely helps you navigate your life? Your work, your interests, your well-being, what helps you, survive and thrive in your own personal urban sprawl of daily challenges.
Okay.
And importantly, what feeds your authentic self, not just some online persona you feel you need to project.
That's a big one. Focusing on what I actually need, not what an algorithm thinks I want based on clicks.
Exactly. It starts with self-awareness. So once you have a clearer idea of what you value.
How do you find that specific stuff in the flood?
That's step 2. Identify core sources. This is about actively seeking out the places, the writers, the platforms, the communities that consistently provide that genuine signal you're looking for.
So finding your trusted go-tos.
Yes. And crucially, this also means being pretty ruthless about pruning the rest.
Pruning?
Yeah, cutting out the algorithm-driven feeds that just waste time, the clickbait, the stuff designed purely to harvest your attention or provoke outrage. Getting rid of the noise.
Okay, ruthless pruning. Got it.
Yeah.
What's step 3?
Step 3 is learning to pull, not push. This is a fundamental shift in mindset.
Pull, not push. Explain that.
Instead of passively letting information be pushed at you all day, notifications, auto-playing videos, endless feeds, you actively pull the information you need when you need it.
Taking charge.
Exactly. It means disabling those intrusive alerts, turning off the infinite scroll where you can, and consciously choosing when you engage, rather than being constantly interrupted and pulled in by whatever the platform wants to show you next.
Okay, ruthlessly pruning sounds, well, ruthless. How do we avoid just creating our own little echo chamber if we cut so much out?
That's a really important question. It's not about shutting out different perspectives or challenging ideas.
Right.
It's about cutting out the manipulation and the low-quality noise. You still want diverse, well-reasoned viewpoints, even ones you disagree with. But you filter out the sensationalism, the rage bait, the stuff purely designed to hijack your emotions or attention span.
So it's curation based on quality and intention, not just agreement.
Precisely. Conscious curation, not self-imposed ignorance. Which brings us to the practical side. How do we actually do this day to day? What are some tools?
Yeah, okay, let's get concrete. Someone listening right now, feeling that deluge, what are some things they can actually use or do, like today?
Okay, practical tools. First, think about what we could call neural firewalls. In everyday terms, this means using things like advanced browser extensions, content blockers, maybe tracker blockers.
Like ad blockers and stuff.
Yes, but potentially more sophisticated tools too. Things that filter out unwanted content streams, limit the surveillance capitalism aspect, basically putting up some digital defenses.
Got it. Firewalls, what else?
Then there's the idea of creating curated feeds. Instead of relying on the main feeds of large platforms, you could use tools like RSS Reader.
Oh, well, RSS. Still around?
Still very useful. Or subscribe to curated newsletters from specific people or collectives you trust. It's a way to bypass the platform algorithms and get information more directly from sources you've vetted.
Taking back control of the feed.
Exactly. And another powerful practice is establishing deep dive protocols.
Deep dive protocols. Sounds serious.
It just means setting aside dedicated blocks of time for focused learning or reading, turn off notifications, maybe close unrelated tabs, disable tracking if you can. Create a space where you can actually concentrate deeply on something that matters to you.
I actually tried that recently. Turned off my phone alerts, put on some focus music. It was amazing. I read a whole long article, actually absorbed it, didn't feel that twitch to check something else. It felt calm.
That's it. Exactly. That's the pull, not push in action. You chose to dive deep.
Right. It really connects back to that core idea. So, okay, we implement these things, the firewalls, curated feeds, deep dives. What's the bigger payoff here? You mentioned building a mindful digital future, reclaiming our humanity. That sounds huge.
It really is profound when you start making these shifts. One of the biggest benefits is mental clarity.
Less fog.
Way less fog. You get enhanced cognitive performance, better focus, more emotional stability when you're not constantly being manipulated by the attention economy.
Makes sense.
Another key practice is setting up review cycles. Regularly, maybe once a month or quarter, just audit your information sources and habits. Are they still serving you? Or have some noisy habits crept back in?
Like a checkup for your information diet.
Exactly. It prevents that slow drift back into overload. And this whole process fosters authentic learning. You rediscover the joy of just being curious, exploring topics because you're interested, not because an algorithm served it up.
Getting back to genuine curiosity.
Yes. And maybe the most important outcome is fostering real connection. When you're less caught up in the performative, often surveillance-driven world of big social networks, you have more time and energy for meaningful, real-world relationships.
Outside the surveillance economy, as you put it.
Right.
Yeah.
Building connections based on presence, not just posts.
So wrapping this up then, it sounds like consciously curating our digital information diet isn't just about managing emails better. It's about reclaiming our focus, our clarity.
Our control.
Yeah, our control. And ultimately building a future where technology serves us, helps us thrive, instead of the other way around, moving from drowning to actually navigating the digital world effectively.
Beautifully put. It's about shifting from being overwhelmed to being empowered.
So the challenge for everyone listening.
Yes. We'd challenge you to think about just one small step you could take, maybe even today. What's one source of noise you could prune from your inputs?
Mm.
Or what's one new, potentially high-signal source, maybe a specific writer, a niche publication, an expert you trust that you could actively seek out and explore to start refining that information diet? Just one small change to begin stepping into a more mindful digital existence.